Welcome back from that beautiful recitation of Surah Yasin by Mishari Al-Fasi. We now bring you the morning inspiration, and of course this is a segment where we listen to one of the alims giving us a lecture on some of the things to do and not to do.
Are you really present today? Most people have difficult time being present. They either live in the past or they live in the future. Imagine yourself as a basketball player. 7th game of the NBA Finals, the World Cup of Basketball. 1 second to go. This team is down 2 points. They need 3 points to win the game. But the coach is shouting. The players are shouting. The crowd is shouting. What does he do? Think about dinner at night? Think about what his spouse told him 5 years ago? Of course not. His body, his mind, his spirit will be there so he can get a 3-pointer and become a superstar and become a World Cup champion in basketball. Now imagine you're like that basketball player with your body, with your mind, with your spirit present when you meet the most important client, when you meet your colleague, when you meet your spouse. You really connect with people because you are totally present. Most people have a difficult time being present. They carry the baggage of the past and the worry of the future and are unable to focus on the moment, which is the most magical, the most precious, the highest gift a human being can get. So as you go about your business today and your work today, be in the moment, be present, and give your body, your mind and spirit the attention in the moment and see how magic unfolds. Have a great day.
Welcome back from that brilliant inspiration, mashallah, which brings us, gives us upliftment this Friday morning. And inshallah, now let's go for the sporting segment that is presented by Professor Solly Said.
Now, there are many sides to the martial arts. You have the physical side, you have the mental side, and you have the spiritual side. Okay, martial arts covers all these aspects in a very exciting and deep manner. Now, I always say that if you want to beat a person up, rile him up. That means get him angry. Once you got him angry, you can beat him up because you can play with him like a puppet on a string. We need to remember the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, he is not strong who can wrestle another man to the ground, but he is strong who can control his temper. Now that is vital for us. Okay, controlling your temper, controlling your temperament, calming down, soothing your spirit, soothing your soul, soothing yourself is so important, especially in our modern day life. It was always important throughout human history, but more so now than ever before, we need, because our lives are so busy and so stressful, we need to learn how to compose and control ourselves. We are fortunate that you have the 5 salahs. How much do we really use the salah to help us to become at one with ourselves, at one with our Creator? Well, here's a method that I learned in the Zen temples where I have used it in my life and just helped me throughout my life. Now here we are. This is called meditation. Okay? It's a form of medication of the mind. So here we are. Sensei Andy is going to come through and show you a simple procedure of how to prepare yourself for meditation. There are different levels of reaching meditation stages. You can, that takes many years to master. But I'll give you the basic principles which can be taught to children and adults can practice as well. So here we have Sensei Andy. You can use any kind of a bench, something comfortable. He's going to sit down on the bench in the same posture that we sit in when we make our salah, when we offer prayers. And he makes a fist in his right hand and he cups it into his left hand. His spine is straight, his position is correct. Now from here, Sensei Andy and I'll just explain as he's sitting, but first I will hit the drum. Now that signals the beginning of the meditation. Now, the three important things that we do. It's called Choshin, Chausoku, Chaoshin. Now, Sensei Andy can turn around, face this way again. Now, three very important points that we must. The bench helps you to keep your knees not from getting too strained and tired. You can use a cushion. It's called a zafu. You can use a chair. You can sit on a chair, anything comfortable as long as these three things are in place. Number one, Chaoshin, correct posture. Okay, correct posture is very important. One must not arch your spine, so arch it. Okay, or concave your chest. Slouching, very dangerous, very bad for you. And the third position is to keep it straight. Okay, now that's very, very important in meditation. That's called, our first one is called, the first point that you consider is your posture. So once the posture is correct, this posture helps the mind into its different frequencies, okay, especially the alpha state. If you're in a slouch position, you're in a delta state of mind or beta state of mind where you are resting and you need to sleep. Whereas the alpha state of mind is when you are most alert, most creative. And this posture helps you to get into that state of mind. Once you feel your posture is correct, which can take about 2-3 minutes to correct it, we also use, for example, the nose to be in line with the navel, right? Your chin in line with, your chin in line with the navel, your ears in line with your hip bones. This way you can check that your posture is correct. Then the second position, the second important thing is control breath. So control posture, correct posture. Now we're going to control breath. So your breathing, this is now vital. You've got to settle down into a deep, controlled breathing way. So you start off inhaling softly through your nose, deep, and softly as you exhale out of your mouth, softly, almost like you will be whistling, but it must be very soft so the person sitting next to you can't hear you. You breathe out. You breathe in, and while you're breathing, you concentrate your breath to your navel. Feel like your breath is going down into your navel. Feel your navel expanding, and then you breathe out. So this is full, complete breath. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. The slower you breathe, the better your mind will settle into this. So once we've got the controlled position and the controlled breath, we now go on to control of mind. This is where we soothe the soul. This is where we breathe in and imagine snowflakes falling. And as the snowflakes, these are your thoughts, all the thousands of snowflakes that are falling to the ground. Imagine all these snowflakes falling to the ground, and as they fall, they're melting away. And as they melt away, you think of your thoughts melting away. So slowly you control your posture, you control your breathing, and you see these snowflakes. Look at these snowflakes falling down, and as they're falling down, they're melting away. Make those snowflakes your thoughts. You might be thinking of what to cook in a few minutes' time, to wash your dishes. You need to get something from the supermarket. All those kind of things are going to be in your mind. Or you need to pay some accounts. When you're sitting in a meditation posture, when you're making salah, all those things should disappear. You should be at one with yourself and one with your Creator. At that moment, nothing else should matter. Just like the snowflakes melting away, let your thoughts melt away. Down, slowly, low, lower your your breathing slowly, softly. Breathe in. See the snowflakes melt away just as your thoughts are melting away. Each thought coming up, look at it, not important, throw it away. Let it melt away slowly into nothingness. And that's the most important part of meditation. With that practice, there are 9 stages of meditation that we talk about. 9 stages that one can reach. By the time you reach the 9th stage, you are in a very deep, enlightened state. That takes many years to master, but we'll deal with the first few stages now, and then slowly, slowly cover the higher stages of meditation as well. Now that brings us to the end of the meditation session. And he opens his eyes and he sits straight again, and then he stands up, right? He folds the Seiza bench. The position he's sitting is called a Seiza position. He folds the Seiza bench and he walks slowly around the place that he's standing. Slowly, a little bit slower. So really slowly, each step very, very carefully. It's called walking meditation, slowly. Just to get yourself back. And then he turns around and he comes back this way. And that gives him the chance to get his feet, his legs, the blood circulation back into his legs. Some people meditate for an hour, some even longer than an hour. My suggestion is that you start with at least 5 minutes. The best time I found for meditation is just after you finish your 5 salahs. Every time you finish your last salah, you sit quietly and think about it this way, that your prayer, your salah, is you communicating with your Creator, and meditation is your Creator talking back to you. So by quieting down completely and listening to the silence, with time, you will actually hear the sounds of the universe, the sounds of the heavens. And hopefully, this way, you will be able to be in touch with your greater self, between the lower and the higher. Okay? Thank you very much.
Well, now it's time for the news that is read to you by Nafisa Dango.
دين الإسلام ديني والعرض بغير ديني محمد